Maggie Mees into third. She's going to have to wait to see if she gets a semifinal start. And the quarterfinal number 2, is off. Novi McCabe, Ella Sophie Kuzik, Molly Blacksley, Quinn Lemkool, and Janae Rasmussen. 5 starters in today's race. And bib 407, Ella Sophie Kuzik already with a slight advantage, but Novi McCabe was the fastest qualifier in this round. Both of those ladies from Methow Valley Nordic. Good showing from them this week in the junior rounds. Those two have taken the top 2 positions so far going over this first climb. We saw Novi McCabe on the podium of the women's 10-kilometer freestyle, and they are already putting a gap on Quinn Lemkool of Colorado University. I believe that is Novi McCabe leading her teammate, Ella Sophie Kuzik, the 2 from Methow Valley Nordic. See if we can spot who is in third. Novi McCabe now coming up wearing bib 404, followed by Ella Sophie Kuzik. And bib 417, Quinn Lemkool for Colorado University behind her. Looks like Molly Blacksley and then Janae Rasmussen in that order. I don't believe that order will change through the finish. There you have it. So Novi McCabe, Ella Sophie Kuzik, Quinn Lemkool, Molly Blacksley, and Janae Rasmussen. So there you have our racers for quarterfinal number 4. 312, Chelsea Moore there, Kiana Mullings, and, Esri Smith, and Gracie Shanley. The last number of their bib is indicative of how they qualified. Gracie Shanley, Ezra Smith, Chelsea Moore, Kiana Mullings, and Greta Schultz. Looks like Chelsea Moore has a fast start from Aspen Valley Ski Club, ahead of Gracie Shanley from Ski and Snowboard Club Vail. Ezra Smith tucking in behind those two, or at least behind Gracie Shanley. Chelsea Moore from Aspen Valley Ski Club. Greta Schultz from Methow Valley. Kiana Mullings from Sugar Bowl Academy as the racers come up over this first climb. Going into the diagonal stride. Chelsea Moore around there. Ezra Smith, Greta Schultz, and Kiana Mullings. And Chelsea Moore, Gracie Shanley for Ski and Snowboard Club Vail, and Chelsea Moore for Aspen Valley Ski Club. Ezra Smith back in third. She's going to have to hope for a lucky loser spot. We'll wait and see. So far, it looks like Maggie Meads and Addison Gibson, both from the first quarterfinal, have the top spots. So 2 APU skiers, Aubrey Leclerc and Maggie Meads, 2 Methow Valley Nordic skiers, Novi McCabe and Ella Sophie Kuzik, as the racers approach the line. Also have a Sugar Bowl Academy skier in Lexi Madigan, and Nordic Ski Club of Fairbanks, and FXC's Kendall Kramer. The racers are on the line. There's Aubrey Leclerc and Ella Sophie Kuzik. And you see bib 404 on the far right, Novi McCabe from Methow Valley Nordic. Racers are called up to the line. They're expected to keep their boots behind that start line before the gun is sounded. Racers are off. Fair, clean start. Aubrey Leclerc wearing bib 401. But it looks like Ella Sophie Kuzik is out fast again. Aubrey Leclerc tucks in behind her, going around this right-hand corner. Novi McCabe, the distance specialist. She is behind her teammate, Ella Sophie Kuzik, excuse me. Kendall Kramer in back currently, but we know she might have a really fast uphill climb once the racers get there. So there is Ella Sophie Kuzik out front, Aubrey Leclerc in second, and Novi McCabe in third. They'll come back up shortly over the gong hill for this women's semifinal. Racers coming down the hill. Looks like two Methau Valley skiers. I believe that this is Ella Sophie Kuzik in front, but it might be Novi McCabe. And it looks like they put a gap on Aubrey Leclerc and Maggie Meads and Kendall Kramer, who's coming by your screen now. Lexi Madigan in sixth currently for Sugar Bowl Academy. Earlier today, we saw the leaders lose their lead on this final turn during the junior women's quarterfinals. So hopefully none of that happens. Novi McCabe and Ella Sophie Kuzik. Novi McCabe in first, Ella Sophie Kuzik in second, as Aubrey Leclerc tries to crawl back into that second place time, or second place finish. That guarantees her a spot in the finals. Otherwise, she's just going to have to wait for a lucky loser spot. Semifinal number 2 is already in the start gate. Maggie Meads in fourth. She's going to try to get into a potential lucky loser spot. Looks like it was a fast race today. So the racers are getting on the line. You can see the volunteers have provided them with blankets to keep them warm for as long as possible before they have to start. It is cooling off a little bit in the stadium here at Kincaid Park in Anchorage, Alaska. We have Sarah Morgan, Novi McCabe, Ella Sophie Kuzik, Anna Lehman, Aubrey Leclerc, and Ezra Smith. There's Ezra Smith there. Aubrey Leclerc for AP Nordic Ski Center. She was a lucky loser in the last round. Ella Sophie Kuzik wearing 407. She's been a fast starter the last few rounds. Look out for her. 408, Sarah Morgan from Wasatch Nordic. 404, Novi McCabe. And 403, Anna Lehman. Anna Lehman, we saw her finish in second in the last two semifinals. There was movement. Again, I think we've seen movement in a lot of these junior women's starts. You can see the starter watching off for a fair start. Might see Sarah Morgan go out in front as she has in the previous rounds. It looks like she is pushing the pace out of the start. Behind her is Ella Sophie Kuzik wearing bib 407 for the Methau Valley. Novi McCabe wearing bib 404. Aubrey Leclerc on the far left of your screen. And Anna Lehman on the far right of your screen. So there you have it again. Sarah Morgan of Wasatch Nordic already putting on a gap to Ella Sophie Kuzik, and Novi McCabe, Anna Lehman in fourth. Novi McCabe just behind her, trying to tuck in behind her, get a little bit of a draft. Sarah Morgan, though, has quite a lead. Novi McCabe is going to have her work cut out for her to catch and overtake, but Sarah Morgan stood up there. I saw her. She hesitated a little bit to get in the tuck, so that may give Novi McCabe a chance. Ella Sophie Kuzik, she has third nailed down, it appears. Anna Lehman, Aubrey Leclerc, and Ezra Smith is skiing in sixth now. So we're waiting to see, where is Sarah Morgan? Is Novi McCabe going to be able to catch up to her, try to challenge her for the junior women's title? Or I suppose this is the junior women's race win. There was already a junior title decided, won by Molly Gellert earlier today. Here is Sarah Morgan. She is still out front. Novi McCabe doesn't look like she is going to be able to bridge that gap. Ella Sophie Kuzik in third, the teammate from Methau Valley. So second and third for the Methau Valley, but Sarah Morgan of Wasatch Nordic, she is out front. Clear win for her. She's really skied well in these quarters and semifinal rounds, and she takes the final win. Novi McCabe and Ella Sophie Kuzik finishing. Aubrey Leclerc sprinting with Anna Lehman for fourth and fifth. They are right together, but Anna Lehman looks like she got in front. Aubrey Leclerc in fifth. and Ezra Smith in 6th. So that is the conclusion of the junior race. That is the conclusion of these championships. Again, Sarah Morgan, Novi McCabe, Ella Sophie Kuzik, Anna Lehman, Aubrey LeClaire, and Ezra Smith in that order.